Hello guys, this is Terry from Geeky Gaming TV, and I'm coming back at you with another Yokai Watch ShadowSide review. Today's review is for episode 23. Dr. C's Dark Medical Records, Dokutashi no Yamikadute. And today's episode basically starts off with a guy being pinned down and having the entire handsomeness or the Ikemen essence from him drained out by this chameleon. And the guy in the opening scenes is Sakiyama Kin, or Kin Sakiyama, who is a very talented actor within the Yokai Watch universe. I'm using air quotes because we only know a couple of shows he's been in. Him being in Kamen Rider Chili, or Bike, and basically Natsume's friends at school were bringing up the fact that he didn't seem himself, that he didn't seem nearly as handsome, that maybe he was sick, maybe something was going on. So with that in mind, I want to point out something important now that a lot of people don't notice when they watch something made by Level-5. Each of Natsume's friends, each of the four girls, has a very unique looking style to them. Even if it's to change upon how the eyes are dilated, how the eyes are stylized, even to how the hair is designed, how it kind of moves within the scene. Level-5 and QLM are doing an amazing job by making everything feel unique, everyone within the series, even if they're a filler character that won't really get to do anything, making them feel simply fresh. And I just noticed that there's like charms on Natsume's bag. Man, my observation skills must not be nearly as good as what I thought they were, but that's beside the point. We're moving on here, and we basically get a scene with Hime being with our yokai detective team. Akinori basically saying he's going to protect her, he's going to be her bodyguard. Man, when he comes down from Cloud 9 and realizes what all's going on, he's going to be heartbroken. And like even more heartbroken and despair than when G-Tan or Junior picks on him all of the time. Though that pig nose on Junior is hilarious. So Keisuke rushes into the room and says, "Hey, I've seen Sakiyama Kin, or I've seen Sakiyama Kin. He's in the park. Let's go talk to him, guys." So basically what goes on is they go to the park, they talk with him. He says he was at an abandoned hospital, he was strapped down, and it seems like something went on that he wasn't entirely sure about. But he wasn't exactly feeling himself. And he's like, no one believes me. I don't have my mojo. Nothing's working. We also get a really cool Kamen Rider Chili scene, which is Keisuke's favorite show, or one of his favorite series, which is good for world building. Good job, Level-5. But that's beside the point. So they go to the abandoned hospital, which is very, very creepy. I will say that 120%, that a place like that, it would freak me out legitimately in real life. I mean, I'm fine with going into an abandoned building, like if I would have to go into one, but a hospital, if video games and anime and movies have taught me anything, you don't go into them if they're abandoned. You go the other way. If it's the difference between that in a cave or that in a hole in the ground, you go into the cave, you go into the hole in the ground. Because chances are there will be a fatal frame like situation going on and you'll end up dead or someone's experiment. But that's beside the point, guys. We're moving on. What I'm trying to set up here is Keisuke's fear and being scared is the right thing. Everyone else seemingly feeling normal, not exactly being afraid, kind of entering it precariously, seems rather different. You would imagine that at least one other person may be a tiny bit on edge, but everyone seems to keep a constant look to their face. And then Whisper scaring Keisuke half to death. And Keisuke just grabbing Jibanyan's arc, summoning Jibanyan, and having Jibanyan ShadowSide shred into Whisper was hilarious. And we even got a little tiny flashback to the OG. And I think that's both a good and a bad thing that we get these little mini flashbacks to the OG stuff. Because I believe Jibanyan said something like it's Natsukashi or something like it feels like something that it's been done before. Like maybe, I won't say a full sense of deja vu, but the feeling of if you've done something in the past. Like say you've gone to, I'm just going to use Washington DC as a reference point. Say you've gone there in the past, maybe you were like really small, and then you don't remember that you were there, and you go there for work or on vacation, or maybe you're just driving through and you decide to stop there and check something out. You may have a sense of, I won't say deja vu, but a sense of being at a location. And they had a sense of that fight scene existing before. But that's besides the point. There's a light on at the end of the hall, and our yokai of today's episode makes his way out, which is Dr. Chameleon, Dr. Chameleon, and he transforms into Jibanyan ShadowSide after a little bit of a I won't say like a monologue, but it was like a short little thing he was saying, and then he just basically transforms, and they are pretty much even on power. So this goes on. And then Toma gets the bright idea to step in as Yoshitsune, so they clash a little bit as Yoshitsune versus Yoshitsune. And Akinori gets the wonderful, brilliant, bright idea of summoning... Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Basically what happens is Michi crashes through the window and becomes Hyper Michi, and Michi and Chameleon have a flex off, and then the Hyper Michi mode ends and Chameleon sends Michi flying. Level 5 QLM, please make Michi good again. Please let him actually win a fight. Please. I just want him to be viable for like a whole episode where he actually does stuff to actually live up to the expectations that he wants to live up to. Like, he wants to be Natsume's, I won't say prince, but he wants her to rely on him. And that 30-second Hyper Michi mode is not nearly enough, because he may have thought he was smart trying to distract Dr. Chameleon with the talking about the gear of Hyper Michi mode, but as soon as Dr. Chameleon or Dr. Chameleon switch, he should have hit him, but he didn't. But that's besides the point. Let's move on. Akinori has Keisuke summon Junior, or G10, and basically what goes on is Akinori says, well, G10 can transform, you can transform, why don't you both transform into a Whisper? Whisper sitting there, or standing there, or hovering there while reading a manga. Looks like a Shonen Jump book to me. I couldn't freeze frame long enough to see exactly what he was reading in it, but chances are it's something level 5 related. He could have even been reading Yokai Watch for all I know. But I'm going to say he may have been reading Inazuma 11. But that is beside the point. We're going to move on here. G10's like, no, I'm not transforming into that. Or he basically is like, I'm not doing that. Or I don't have to do that. But Dr. Chameleon transforms into Whisper. And then Jibanyan just knuckle punches him, and he is destroyed. Well, not destroyed. That comes up later. But he transforms into his light side form, Leon. He talks about how he was always the villain, or the counterpart to all of the handsome actors. And that at one point in time he was a talented actor on TV, that he was on a doctor show, he was on Kamen Rider Chili, and that he was happy with being an actor, but he wanted to be beloved by the fandom. Hime seemed to be the only person who even remotely recognized him. But basically, he fell off of a set and died, and then became a yokai. And Hime shows him a video of the actors that were handsome that he was supporting by being their counterpart, and it's them crying or them thanking him for what he did for them. And then we get a scene of him flipping his arc to Hime. Hime catches it, and as this basically all transpires, we are transitioned back to a school scene, and all of the girls are happy that Sakayama Ken is back to normal. He's back to being super duper handsome, and we get a scene where it's Toma, Hime, and Natsume, and they're standing there in the hall. Haruya passes them. Hime says something, and we get to see Shadow Eyes Hime, or Dark Side Hime, or Shadow Side Hime. And basically we get a screen transition. It's Chameleon, or Dr. Chameleon, running from something. That something turns out to be Shudendoji Haruya, and Haruya basically chokes himself out because Chameleon, or Dr. Chameleon, transforms into him, and he basically kills him, or what we want to atone to him killing them. Truly, he could have used the Shudendoji powers to basically absorb them. But isn't it funny, the two yokai that Hime helped against, well, truly helped against, have been quote-unquote killed. I am starting to think that Hime has been evil this entire time. And when I say this entire time, I mean since the first episode we saw her. That she had been pulling strings and manipulating situations. And that Haruya, or Shudendoji, may have killed Shivamin Kin, not exactly on her orders, but maybe through the intent to try to get Shadow Hime's attention, or that he may have been in the way while hunting for Shadow Hime, who may not even be the correct Hime for all we know. There's a lot missing in context right now. At least that's what's going on in my mind. Because how convenient is there for someone to be named Hime no, or Ayame Hime no, and you to suddenly say, well, your last name has Hime in it, so you must be the Hime, and the same person to have yokai power. And with that being said, if she is a yokai that's just using Hime's body, per se, or using Hime's personification, what if there was a true Ayame Hime no? Because I don't think the girl we see is actually Ayame Hime no. I think that girl is just a personification that this yokai can use to hide. I mean, that could be our case here. I'm only going to go on a tiny bit further, guys, because I'm trying to connect a point here. What if the real Hime is wrapped in some sort of spider web, even within the Shadow Hime world? Because chances are, ShadowSide Hime is something dangerous. Originally, I thought that maybe she was a spider woman. That could still be a possibility, because nothing really explained how she got up to that high point when we first saw her and Haruya together, because there's no elevator or no steps to get up to that building as far as what we're seeing, and it's not like every yokai can jump high or can fly, so maybe she used some spider silk, but that's beside the point, guys. I want to thank you for watching this, and I want to tell you guys to have a wonderful, amazing morning, afternoon, and or evening. I do appreciate all of your support, and I hope everything goes well for you in the upcoming weeks as well, or in the upcoming week. Bye for now.